The following podcast is not affiliated with the developers who have created the games being reviewed. The reviews are solely the opinions of the hosts, to be used to make an educated decision on what games to download and play.
Hello gamers and welcome to Budget Arcade, the #1 free-to-play gaming podcast in the world. I am Scott.
I'm Jeff.
And rest in peace, Bob Saget.
Wait, Bob Saget? Are you serious?
Yeah, today.
Oh,
Found in Orlando.
Yeah.
The Orlando Hotel.
I didn't hear about this. Rest in peace, Bob Saget.
Oh, rest in peace. Yeah, America's dad. Rest in peace. And I'm Mark. Hey.
That's number 2 that 2020 has taken. Who's going to be the third and final for the month of January that celebrity is going to be taking, Mark?
Oh, you didn't ask me. You asked Mark. Okay.
Mark is in film Twitter. He knows
what
who's
does
on
film
life
Twitter
support.
have to do with anyone?
Listen,
Mark
film
knows
Twitter
who's on life
collectively
support
gets
and who's
together
not.
and hashtags a celebrity name. And when the celebrity name is hashtagged, then that starts the clock. We're working on Megan Fox right now, so.
You're working on, so you're trying to kill Megan Fox.
I don't make the rules of film Twitter, okay?
Oh, and this is episode 104? No, 103. Yeah, 103.
I don't make this show.
You partially? No, never mind.
Nope.
Yeah, 103. 103. And just to recap, we play a free-to-play game every other week, and then we rate and review it. Mark, what was this week's game?
Oh, this week we played Rogueland. It's developed by Huge Games.
Very big games.
Very big. That's 3 U's in huge. You may recognize Huge Games from other titles such as Huge Casino and Billionaire Casino
ways. Okay.
and Traffic Puzzle.
Ooh.
It is a action roguelike. I just made that up. I don't even know. Like, I know it's a roguelike, but
That's
you know,
calling it a
roguelike
roguelike is like borderline for me.
I know, but like it's like action. Is it?
Action works.
Okay, good. All right.
It's like a actiony. I don't want to. It's like not a twin stick shooter, but a single stick shooter. An action single stick shooter.
Sure. It is available on the Android and iOS for your mobile devices, and it was released on March 2nd of 2021.
Gameplay.
As Jeff said, this is a single stick shooter. So you wander around the map with your thumb on the very bottom, and you just slide where you want to go, basically.
Yeah, there's
to fight, you actually
thumbstick.
And to actually fight, you have to stop moving, and your character will shoot. The character that you start out with is a archer, I would say.
Archer.
Yeah.
Were you guys able to unlock any other characters? Because I never did.
Yeah, I've gotten a handful of characters. Another one is like a bomb thrower.
I think I have the bomb thrower. I know, like, you have to collect cards while you play, and then you would use those to unlock things. So, so I did play as the bomb player, but it was because of one of the events or one of the other side challenges.
Yes, I
it
did that
required
too.
me to play as a certain character, so I got to play as them, but I don't think I actually unlocked them to use freely.
Yeah, so this game models itself. I mean, the name itself is Rogueland.
I think roguelike and rogue is just one of those buzzwords, especially for something on mobile where you want to optimize that search engine. So when someone puts rogue in there, this is going to come up. So,
But I mean, it does have some elements.
yeah, but
To
kind of
a
mildly
roguelike.
so. And so when I first booted this game up, go ahead, Mark.
So like in D&D, though,
Scott.
a rogue is considered a thief, and that's probably where the rogue in this title comes into play, not so much as the type of gameplay it is.
But it does also have roguelike
Elements.
characteristics, elements. Yeah.
Look at that.
I don't see that, though. I don't see that at all. There's no permadeath. There was no, like, restarting your runs and the levels being completely different each time. Like, I don't know. Were you able to replay levels?
I mean, most of the levels are set up the same.
Yeah. So, and that's kind of where I am. Again, I think that roguelike is a term that's thrown around as this buzzy sort of genre thing. And you take one or two elements from roguelikes and everybody's like, yep, that's what I needed. And in this one, as you play the game, so let's back up. Because as Scott said, you move your character with this thumbstick. But in order to actually fire, your character has to remain still. And on the screen, there will be red arrows and other indicators to show you what attacks are about to happen from the enemies on screen. And then you would maneuver your character to a location where you would not get hit, and then let go of your thumbstick, and then your character will begin firing at the closest enemy. As you move through the game or in the level, you will level up, so to speak, and get the choice between 3 perks that are randomized. And that is an element I would say you could look at from a roguelike.
Yeah, fair enough. But those things that you can pick are predetermined within your loadout.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you choose the crossbow like the archer has, I think I don't remember her name, but the archer starts with or has a crossbow. So, much like, and I'm not as versed in these roguelike games as you all are, but the last one I played was Hades. And even some people would say that, well, that's not really, traditional.
It has more roguelike elements than this does. But again,
Sure,
and
definitely.
me, the traditionalist, would be like, it's a little too much on the meta progression, whereas I prefer
Ooh.
one without meta progression. Mark,
No, it's,
you're on a video game podcast. You're a nerd too.
yeah, no,
all right,
no,
just
I'm
shut up.
The meta is a buzzword. It's
Okay, I
it
use
gets
the term
it gets my
buzzword.
nerd sense tingling.
Your what's tingling?
My nerd sense.
I think they make medication for that.
They
So
probably do. I just don't have it.
I wasn't going to acknowledge the joke, but okay.
By
Where
not
was I?
acknowledging my joke, you've lost.
Not
place.
your joke.
Oh,
You didn't make a joke.
sure.
Or at least if you did, it was so horrible, it couldn't even be recognized as a failed joke.
You're not in a good mood tonight, Jeff.
How do you know?
You're not your jovial self.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry.
See, that's the voice. I know when you're not. When you're not happy.
I had an
It's the
eventful
voice.
recording session yesterday, or the day before, and then I was laid out because of my booster shot, and now I got to deal with a game that says it's a roguelike when it's clearly not.
The game. You go through different levels, and as you progress through the different levels, I don't know how far y'all got in the levels. But I've been
10 or 11 or so, and then I started venturing out to the other modes, because that's where,
Right.
like we said, you could play as other characters and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I
I
mean,
only got to like level 9 is where I finished off.
I'm on level 42. And I've been playing. I mean, I've been playing this a bit longer than you all have, is because I was playing this before.
Yeah.
I'm the one that suggested the game, but the levels do get harder as you progress. All right, there's more enemies. That levels take longer. Like a run now where I'm at in level 42 or whatever. I mean, I'm in this run for 20 minutes. It feels like.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna discuss that later on.
All right, so you can choose between like to start out the crossbow, a sword, like a magician's staff with like spells, I guess. And your loadout for like different perks throughout the run are dependent on your weapon of choice.
Mhm.
And from most
As
of the
well
time,
as your equipment, though, too, right? Because I noticed as you level your equipment, your not just your sword or your weapon, but like your gloves and your boots, as you level them, you gain abilities. Like I think at level 5 with the first set of equipment that I had, it allowed me to access an ability, and that was one of the things that came up throughout the gameplay that I could pick as a perk.
yeah, no, right. It's like so. Certain like armor choices are better for certain characters. I think. I didn't really play it as anybody else other than the main character you start out with. But you know, for someone that doesn't play a lot of these type of games, I thought this game is built for mobile. I mean, it's obvious by the one stick.
Which I appreciate, which I would I say is a positive.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
it's not shoehorning.
Shoehorning,
shoehorning,
Jeff.
I'm not editing. Shoehorning mechanics into a game that make it too complex for a mobile device. I like the simplicity of the gameplay. I think that's a positive thing.
Yeah, I mean the screen is vertical the entire time. You know, you're not having to play horizontal on the phone. It's the graphics are okay. They're cartoonish, but I don't.
They
think
do the job. They're simple, but not ugly. So,
and most of the levels are laid out the same. It's just there's some different elements of like there's an ice level and there's like lava levels. But they're pretty much laid out the same, and you go around, you go through the level, and you encounter different types of bad guys. Some are like most of them are goblins.
Let me ask you, Mark, since you got further than both of us, as you get further along, do the indicators of your enemies attacking you either go away or do they like get faster? Because as you're playing this game, whenever an enemy attacks you, you get this indicator as either a red line where they're going to shoot at you from, or like a area effect on the ground that turns red and is going to, they're going to drop a bomb on that area and so on and so forth. But you have to dodge those as you're playing. At any point in time, is there no indicators?
No, I haven't encountered that. And I don't. Are you looking at that as like a negative?
No, not necessarily negative, but it would definitely ramp up the difficulty level of this game if they took those away.
I think it defeats the purpose of the gameplay. I found it plenty difficult with the frequency, actually to the point of frustration a little bit, where I couldn't find a moment to stand still and shoot like on more difficult levels.
The more opponents on the screen, the more times they're like shooting at you, and it was harder. Yes.
I didn't find that it made the game too easy. And if the game were too easy, that would be an argument to remove them. But I don't think that's necessary.
So through the runs and as you progress through the levels, the game adds more bad guys on the screen at once, more difficult bad guys that have more HP,
and they take more of your HP too.
Yeah, right. And so you have to. So that's when the I view it as a strategy of your perks that you get when you collect. I guess they're like gemstones when you defeat somebody. You level up, and then you get these perks that, depending on what level you're at, you may opt to choose. Hey, I want to level up faster, so it doesn't take me as long to get certain perks. because you know it's going to be hard to level up in that level. And then, different weapon perks and different health perks. But as you progress through the levels, throughout all the different levels, there's big bosses. And early on, there's just one big boss typically at the end of the run. But as you progress through the higher levels, those big bosses are more. There's like 2 or 3, and as you die in these runs, you realize, hey, I gotta strategize my perks and what am I picking, because I know I'm gonna encounter this boss, the third obstacle in the level. I don't know. I viewed this game plenty difficult, but it's also fun. I mean, I don't know if you guys had fun playing this game, but I viewed each run was different. It was randomized. The enemies
like
were randomized.
almost.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt this game, because it's built for mobile, it kind of gets. And I've looked at the ratings on this game via the Apple Store, and people are kind of poo-pooing on it because it's built for mobile. It's the one thing you can play it with one hand.
Yeah, what's your other one doing? Wiping.
Don't want to know. What was your other hand doing, Scott? Well, he's not even listening. Look.
Oh,
he's not even here. He's not even here.
His
My
hands
other
are
hand,
busy.
I guess, was holding my phone while I was playing it.
So you use 2 hands? What a freak! Ugh.
Switch hitter, they call those.
Oh my God! What are we talking about?
Baseball, obviously.
Oh, okay. All right, baseball.
No, I mean, and there's other, like Jeff, you talked about events every, a couple hours. There's an event opens up that you can use another character with a different ability, like the bomb thrower. And there's one guy that has. They're like bombs, but they're more missile-like, I guess. I don't know if I was able to play with them because I got to a certain level in the game. But, I mean, it was hard. This event was hard. You collect certain currency, and we'll get to that in the paywall. But there's enough events going on that there's always something going on here in this game. And that's what kept me busy.
Yeah, so Scott was actually on the phone with me while I first got my very first impressions. I'm like, hey, this isn't half bad. Because I played it, and it was built for mobile, and it was an action game, and it was a game. It wasn't, the auto play itself game. Like there's, as far as I could tell, no option for this to just play itself. So already it's doing pretty good.
I did do one of the challenges. It was like a boss battle, whatever, and that one was ridiculously hard because it was like the boss that I was fighting
Was the
hit
rock
me
guy?
once. No, it was a
The
frog.
Rock is in this? Oh.
Yes, The Rock is in this. He's a wrestler.
Yeah. Wait. The Rock's not just an actor?
Not when he's in this game.
That's so
I mean, have you heard The Rock
I mean,
rap?
what's he going to do? Act you to death?
cool.
I'd love The Rock to act me to death. Just
But anyways, yeah,
act
it was-
me
it
right
was this-
down, Rock.
Frog monster that was spitting out these acid balls, and just one of these things hitting me like took me down to like half health. I think the thing like 3-shotted me, and its life pool was so big that I couldn't even like barely dent it. So it was just, and of course this was like the challenge mode, one of the extra modes that you could play throughout the week.
Yeah, The Rock is known for having a very large life pool.
He also challenged me to act
Paper,
with him.
rock, scissors.
Nope.
It's rock, paper, scissors. Paper, rock, scissors. What planet are you from?
Paper.
Am I wrong? It's rock, paper, scissors.
That's like an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure about that.
Paper, rock, scissors?
Paper, rock, scissors?
Is that the next free-to-play game we're going to do?
No.
God, I hope so. Anyway, so you get the as you go through these levels and these different runs, the perks that you can get, you can double up, like with the crossbow. You can double up your shots. You can triple up your shots, where it fires three arrows instead of one, or three arrows in quick succession. Or you can upgrade your rate of fire. You can double your health or upgrade your health. You can double the amount of health you get from hearts that drop from fallen enemies. So I really enjoyed the strategy aspect of that. And as you progress through the levels, there's different there's obstacles in each area of the level. And like with y'all, Jeff, Scott, you were saying, there's different bad guys that have bow and arrows, crossbows, or whatever they are. And so like you kind of have to strategize. If there's more of them on the screen than you can handle, and you get behind a rock or a fence post, and you wait for them to fire, and then you pop out and you fire at them, and it takes their health down. And you do that kind of over. But as you progress through the level, you can get more arrows to use, and you can get there's one perk that allows you to get headshots, and it one shot kills them, and it's like a percentage, like 15% of the times you fire, it's going to be a headshot. And so I really enjoyed that. I thought it was randomized, so no two runs are the same, which is very roguelike. And I had fun in that aspect with this game, is because like I knew that I could die and come back and it'd be completely randomized, and I wouldn't get the same enemies at the second obstacle as I got the last time I died. And I think that's why I continue to play the game, was that no two runs were the same, and so I could,
like a roguelike.
Yeah. I could get to a boss where I knew that I wasn't strong enough to beat him, and I'd be like, oh, just kill me, and I'll just get back here again. It'll be randomized, and I won't have to, and then you can use it as a knock. That could be a negative to some people, but to me, that was like an entertaining aspect, is because I was like, oh, okay, I'll just wait. I'll just run it again, and chances are I'm not going to get the same boss that I did this time. I don't know. I felt like this game offered enough to keep me entertained.
What's the big deal?
Where can you get pizza, bread twists, specialty chicken, and more for just $5.99 each?
Is it at Domino's?
He hands off hand-tossed pizza and a marble cookie brownie. He's going! There's a lot of variety on the radio and at Domino's too, where you can
Mix and match 2 or more. $5.99 each at Domino's.
2-item minimum. Pan pizza, bone-in wings, and bread bowls will be extra. Ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, delivery area, and charges may vary.
Ohio needs nurses now. Xavier University is offsetting the demand by offering individuals with non-nursing bachelor's degrees an accelerated path to the profession. With locations in Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Columbus, our ABSN program enables adult learners like you to earn a respected Bachelor of Science in Nursing in 16 months. So what are you waiting for? There's no better time than now to step up and become a nurse. Search Xavier ABSN to apply.
Save it for the seal, I know. I'm sorry.
Paywall.
There was green gems, and this was the premium currency?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know that like as you're playing through levels, you can come across this fairy, and then you can buy perks with those gems. Was there anything else really to buy in the game?
You can revive yourself once a run.
Okay.
Yeah, with that with the ad, we've seen that before. And then
with
there's
the ad, but if you
are
had,
we
if you had
behind
enough
the paywall
gem,
here?
yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, thank God! I was about to talk about the stamina thing. Okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, I forgot about the stamina.
Speaking of stamina, The Rock loves stamina. He's got all of it.
I've heard that.
So, anyways,
So I guess you could purchase more stamina too if you ran out, right?
Oh, why would they have the feature if you couldn't? That would make no sense. To have
It's
a
true.
stamina feature and then no way to get okay.
I mean, that's part of the paywall then.
wait,
yeah.
what was stamina in this game?
Every time
This is
you
like the
started
lightning bolt.
Yeah, every time you started
Oh,
a
yeah,
run, it
yeah,
costs
yeah.
you however
Right.
much, and
I think it was like two lightning bolt units. No, I agree, but like they replenish fast enough to where you were never like, oh my God, I got to wait so long to play this game again.
Well, I mean, if your later runs are taking you 20 minutes, then I could see that.
Yeah, but like with a mobile game, I mean, you're not sitting down for hours playing this game. I mean, it's one run will take, will eat up, enough time to where you're like, okay, well, that was cool. I'll play this again later. I mean, that's how I felt playing.
Replayability.
so this is where I will now. Is there a lot to do? Yeah. Where I kind of found the frustration is that while the initial impression is very positive, I did find myself sort of bored by the gameplay pretty quickly. Like, I didn't find that there was enough depth to the actual gameplay to keep me coming back. And it doesn't need to be a lot on a mobile game. I mean, it's a mobile game, but when I'd sit on the can, half the time I didn't have the urge to pull my phone open and figure it out if I wanted to play it or not. So,
You know what The Rock pulls open when you sit on the can?
no, I don't. He hasn't invited me into the restroom with him.
You just wait.
Okay. I don't know what he's saying.
There's a joke. There's a
probably
joke that Jared Leto walks into his bathroom. I also walk into his bathroom, and The
You
Rock's
do?
there.
I'm familiar with this.
And you walk into the bathroom and say, you smell what the Rock is cooking? Is that what the joke is?
And he's taking a oh, I can't say that. Okay.
It's never stopped you before.
Well, now that I know that Scott listens to all the episodes,
But
Yeah.
this one for sure he listens to.
it'll get slipped in there. I set
All
that
right,
up for
at
you,
the end
Jeff.
of-
I set it up, Jeff.
Nope, I'm good.
So at the end of each episode, we decide whether the game deserves our
wait,
seal or
only
not.
Only Jeff gets to talk about replayability?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not talking about it.
Well, I didn't know Jeff was done, first of all.
There was silence there that I'm going to have to edit out. He was done.
You know who's rarely done? The Rock. It's that stamina we talked about.
There's a Jeffy Poopy ad in here somewhere.
No.
In pill form, get what The Rock's cooking.
Okay.
From your favorite gas station, Circle K. Anyways, replayability. I mean, the game is not replayable.
You can actually turn it on and play it again. Is that
I didn't
what
say
you
it
mean?
was literally not replayable. I just said it's not replayable. I mean, there's something there for you to do at all points of time throughout the day. You can start at level 1 with a new character and level that character up. There's events throughout the week, and they change, and there's various different events that allow you to play as different characters and get different rewards. Now those rewards are I found them useless is because I'm not playing these events for hours, but I still thought it was highly replayable is because I felt challenged by this game, and that's what kept me coming back is that the game was challenging enough as I progressed through the levels that I was like, well, dang, I want to beat this level because it's killed me like 5 times, and it being randomized, and I put quotes around randomized, but it being randomized, and we didn't add, you can watch an ad to re-randomize your perks and whatnot, but I felt
or you can pay to do it.
Or you could pay to do it, right. But I felt that was enough to keep me engaged in at least playing the game and keeping the game on my phone. The game is still on my phone, and I'll probably continue to play it until I get to a point where I'm just at the wall. And I don't know when that point comes, but I haven't gotten there yet.
Do you know in The Rock? Never mind.
Yeah. I know him. I know.
Never mind. Moving on.
The people's
You were saying when that point comes.
eyebrow.
And then I said, when The Rock
Is cooking? No, I don't.
You don't know when he's cooking. Okay.
Anyway, I felt the replayability of this game is pretty high in my opinion because it offers a ton of stuff to do. You don't need to like bash the proverbial head against the wall playing the same level. You can do something else in game that's different from just the ordinary runs of the level, the story progression of the level. So yeah, that's my opinion on the replayability. I think it's very high. I'm sorry you feel this way, Jeff.
What? Why? You don't have to apologize on my behalf. I like me.
I'm just saying I'm sorry you feel this way.
What?
Negatively about the replayability.
And on that note, so at the end of each episode, we decide whether or not
only
these
Mark and I get to do replayability? What did you think, Scott?
Oh, I'll tell you what I think. At the end of each episode, we decide whether the game deserves our seal or not, and it requires a 2/3 vote to be approved or denied. Mark, what did you feel about the game?
Every time you go, Mark, I just have to follow it up with, what was this week's game? Every time.
Huge games.
I don't know. Huge games. What did you think, Mark?
So big games.
Yeah. How? What about
size 13 games?
Oh. Mark, what did you think? You're on the clock.
Wear a sock.
This is your seal.
Games. Those pills you buy at the gas station. Games.
Mark. Okay, here's what I thought about the game. It's pretty good. The initial impression's good, and if you don't get bored with the gameplay, there is a lot to do. I definitely think it's worth a try, and it does get my seal.
Oh,
Mark,
shit.
what did you think? Jeez.
This game gets my seal.
This game is trash.
No, it's not. It's one of the games. There's a few games we played that's not trash. But this game's fun. We're gonna have some commentary from some other nerds that don't appreciate.
Oh my gosh!
He's
the
actual
worst,
fun
isn't he,
games,
people?
but
he's the worst, folks.
I like this game. It offers a variety of different things to do. It's never, in my opinion, it hasn't gotten stale yet. And we've played games where you're just like in the first 30 minutes, you're like, oh, I already know this game's not going to do it. I haven't gotten to that point yet, and I've been playing this game pretty frequently over the past 2 weeks. And so, to me, the game gets my seal because it's kept my interest. It offers, like you said, Jeff, it's a game. There's no autoplay feature. You actually have to. There's strategy involved in your gameplay. You actually have to dodge things and get away from things. And shoot things and collect things, and it's good.
Okay. So get your seal.
It gets my seal.
Oh, great. Scott, what did you
We
think?
don't even need to hear from Scott, so it's fine.
Sure we do. It doesn't, it's already decided, but he does edit the show.
That's
He'll
true.
He could just put it in later anyway.
That is true.
He could take you
Just
out.
like Jeff, my initial thoughts on the game were great. It was very fun to play. It felt nice. It wasn't like, a slog. But as it got longer and longer, like every level after, it just seemed to drag on for me. And it was just, I didn't want to keep playing them. There was these levels they get to a certain point and you're like, am I not done with the level yet? I was hoping to do this, one level really quick while I'm on the toilet and then get off, and I'm still in this level.
By the sounds of
it, as the way Mark was talking, these levels get even longer the further you get in. And I just don't want to take my time to play this game. I don't want to, take the time to play this game over and over again like that, because even though there's like the randomization elements of it, it still felt recycled on each level. Like there was no difference other than maybe a few enemies. So no, this is not going to get my seal. It just wasn't for me.
We
that's fine. We appreciate your.
No, you don't, Mark.
Your opinion.
You don't appreciate him.
I do. I appreciate Scott.
Oh.
You know what I don't appreciate?
Oh God.
Is you poo-pooing on the rock.
I would never. Unless he asked, I would never.
We do have a couple commentaries.
Golly. Oh,
they call that a chili dog. I'm just saying.
Oh, Mark, why did you go there?
Yeah. All right.
Look
that's
it
what
up.
That's what we call our patrons.
Enough, Mark.
Sign up at the chili dog level, patrons. All right. We got a commentary from our boy Nomic, ever faithful. Rogueland, a.k.a. this game is trash. This game basically is kite enemies and walk away from red lines or red circles where the enemies will strike. Later on, you have to also avoid flying hammers and fight a variety of bosses with the same basic mechanics. This game doesn't get my seal. It's boring. There's energy to replenish to play levels, skills to get with currency during match from a fountain lady, tons of gear to upgrade, but doesn't really feel like it does anything. It's just boring work. There's a sentence of story per stage. There seems to be no point to play this. Furthermore, there's lame obstacles in the levels that your person should be able to shoot enemies around, but there's no aiming mechanic, so you have to move over a centimeter to hit. I did find that.
Oh, that was another thing.
Yeah.
I had the issue where enemies right on top of me, unless I moved and stopped, it wouldn't like focus on a closer enemy. Continue, Jeff.
Where was I? We did the things where you move. Although the enemy's body is half revealed, it's not a good game. I even encountered a bug in the second stage where an enemy was stuck inside a broken chandelier, one of the obstacles, so I couldn't hit him. And it's so much fun to level up. He's a lot of O's there, almost as many U's as in huge. So I'm guessing it's sarcasm, or he's literally loves how much fun it is to level up after the boss fight before you open the final chest to the end of the level. Okay, that is a good point. Because you get a point, like after you beat the boss, you level up and get to pick a perk, but then the level's over, so you never get the benefit of that perk.
That's like the best perk you could get.
Yeah. So that's fair. The skills don't carry over, so why would you waste the player's time to pick a skill when the level is finished? All in all, the graphics don't look bad and the stages don't take long to play, but this game is pointless and dull. It's trash. It deserves 0 seals. However, I will admit that this game is still better than sitting through Thor Ragnarok. All right, now skipping that. That film is great. Okay, not editorializing. I think it is by far the best Thor film there ever was. It's really great. Uncut Gems is trash. You can find me.
Wait a minute.
You can find me in the Budget Arcade Discord. Link in the show notes to tell me how much you agree and why, indeed, Uncut Gems is a dumpster fire.
No Mike has gone too far.
Who? You know who's never gone too far.
Here, I'll do Coconut Wizards. I thought about commenting it this time around, but my opinion of it faded away before it even vanished off my phone. Nuff said. At its core, this game doesn't seem like it's trying to be a game of the year. It's a Flappy Bird type game that's meant to be played with one hand while riding a bus somewhere and holding the railing with the other hand.
Why is that
no
a bad
thought
thing?
involved, no excitement either. Fine in small bursts, but Flappy Bird is more engaging than this game.
Which
Listen,
is
I'm glad Coconut Wizard. Whoa! Edit that.
What the heck was that?
Edit that.
Are you taking the Ubi sauce today?
No. Coconut Wizard is back to commentating. Never mind. I'm done. I can't say anything else. I'm on that Ubi sauce.
It's well documented that Nomic doesn't like anything.
That of the comments about the movie he tried to get me to bash, I'll definitely take your side on this one, Mark. How dare he?
I just think this game there are tons of worse games than this out there documented on this podcast. We should be celebrating the fact that we even had points to talk about with this game, okay? That it wasn't all bashing, and it's, there's a debate here about, oh, hey, is this game like, or is this game fun?
I mean, it wasn't bad. It was boring to me. And
sure, I get
as
that.
Jeff says, if a movie is boring,
I mean, boring is the worst thing a piece of entertainment can be. Yes, that is true. Because therein it has failed at its main reason for existing.
Yeah, other than Coconut Wizard's commentary on the movies that he said.
Coconut Wizard.
Or not Coconut Wizard, Nomic. Other than Nomic's commentary about Thor Ragnarok, I agree with his commentary of this game.
No, he was talking about Uncut Gems.
Oh yeah, Uncut Gems. Well, I wholeheartedly agree with that, and I've never seen that movie.
Of course you haven't. You're a smart man. You listen to a review, and I don't know if you've actually listened to that episode, and you think, oh, one of these guys is right. Check out the movie Draft House wherever you get your podcasts.
Take us away with socials, Jeff.
Oh, fine. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Budget Arcade, Twitter and Instagram @Budget Arcade. Don't forget about TikTok and Twitch.tv @Budget Arcade Podcast. That's it, right? Yes.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can either join our Discord. The link is in our show notes as well as on all our socials. You can email us at show@budgetarcade.com and verbally abuse us there if you would prefer.
No, don't.
It's okay. You won't ever read it. It'll probably be all me.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Our music is provided by Stimage, and you can download his music at metroidmetal.com. What's up?
What are we playing next?
Oh, yes. So next week, or the next game we're going to play is going to be Rocket League Sideswipe.
God, another Rocket League?
It's on your mobile device.
It's mobile.
We played
Rocket
enough
League.
Rocket League?
No, there's only one other Rocket League game. You act like we played way more Battle Royales than we have Rocket Leagues.
True. Okay, whatever. You said it's on mobile?
If you would
That's it?
like to help support the show, you can either do so by joining our Patreon at patreon.com/budgetarcade, or you can purchase one of our t-shirts. The link for that is also in the show notes. And game on.